When can kids under the age of 5 get the COVID-19 vaccine? Children younger than 5 in the United States could begin receiving COVID-19 vaccinations this month or next if the U.S. Food and Drug Administration moves quickly to authorize the shot for this age group. On Tuesday, vaccine makers Pfizer and BioNTech initiated a request for the FDA to authorize their child-sized coronavirus vaccine for emergency use in the United States among children aged 6 months to up to 5 years. The companies asked the FDA to grant emergency use authorization for a 2-dose regimen of the vaccine. As hospitalizations of children under 5 due to COVID-19 have soared, our mutual goal with the FDA is to prepare for future variant surges and provide parents with an option to help protect their children from this virus, Pfizer chairman and CEO, Albert Bourla said. What happens next could determine how soon parents can get their toddlers vaccinated. Before the Pfizer/BioNTech coronavirus vaccine can be administered to children under 5, the FDA needs to authorize it for emergency use among that age group. The FDA will review the data from clinical trials in Pfizer/BioNTech's EUA request and then decide whether to grant emergency authorization. Once the FDA authorizes the vaccine for young children, vaccine advisors to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, would meet to discuss the EUA, review data on the vaccine and vote on advising the CDC to recommend using the vaccine. Federal regulators encouraged Pfizer to seek authorization for a 2-dose vaccine regimen, which would allow an EUA to possibly be granted by late February, according to a person familiar with the plan. This means young children aged 6 months to up to 5 years could get vaccinated as early as sometime in late February or early March. In December, Pfizer announced that it decided to add a 3rd dose to the primary vaccine regimen for babies and children ages 6 months to up to 5 years. That decision came after initial trials in children ages 2 to 5 showed that the original 2-dose regimen of the child-sized vaccine did not provide the expected immunity in the 2 to 5-year-olds, although it did so for the babies up to age 2. The companies said data on a 3rd dose given at least 8 weeks after the 2nd dose is expected in the coming months and will also be submitted to the FDA. We know that a lot of the current vaccination is happening in pharmacies, but more and more are happening in primary care offices, where pediatricians and family medicine physicians are very used to giving vaccines to younger kids. O'Leary added many of the pediatricians' offices are now administering COVID-19 vaccinations to children ages 5 to 11 are likely to also be sites for vaccinations for younger children. Pfizer's decision to extend its vaccine trial in younger children and test a 3-dose regimen delayed its initial application to the FDA for authorization of its vaccine for children under 5. The company decided to add the 3rd dose, a 3-microgram dose given at least 2 months after the 2nd dose, for all children and babies ages 6 months to 5 years after its independent outside advisors, the Data and Safety Monitoring Board, viewed the data, which showed the vaccine doses were not providing the protection from infection expected among 2 to 5-year-olds. Previously, we had data showing that the childhood vaccine for 6 months to 4 years wasn't as protective against infection as the adult vaccine. Until younger children are eligible to get vaccinated, we've got to do our best to protect them, Dr. Stephen Parati, National Infectious Disease Leader for Kaiser Permanente, told CNN in November. For the youngest children that we have, we still got to take those protective measures when it comes to distancing, and ideally, if people are coming into the household, that they have gotten vaccinated so that you're minimizing the risk, Parati said, adding that mask wearing is key too. Thanks for watching.